No, I don't believe it. He just had to appear, didn't he? He just had to appear. People, welcome to another edition of the finger tapping frenzy that we all know and love as WWE SuperCard. Me, Big Jim, here at BadLadDad HQ. How are you today? It is Thursday, so a Ring Dommy Dim Dom has kicked off, and I'm really psyched because it is Paige, the British beauty Paige. She's back in action, and not just the fact that she's British, not just the fact that it's Paige, just the fact that it's a chance to get a female card, and for the first time in Season 4, I'm actually in Titan for Ring Dommy Dim Dum, which is big news for me because I'm sick of watching all these event cards going by and I can't go for them. So finally I'm in Titan tier. I'm not in Titan tier for Road to Glory yet, but get Paige, that'll help. And also Ninja Boy pointed out something. Ninja Boy says hello, by the way. Ninja Boy pointed something out to me as well, which I'll tell you about shortly. But first, Team Battleground. We lost Team Battleground, and it was a frustrating loss because one of our players wasn't around for the last couple of hours, and it just made all the difference. Made all the difference to the score. If I just call up, you'll see we're going to the rewards section. Come on. Consolation rewards. Because I'm not used to consolation. I don't like consolation rewards. Keep your consolation rewards. But I could do with a single female to go with some of the other single females I've got on monster level. That would help. Look at that. Look at that. Lost by 516 points. So if our last guy had been able to just come along and chisel his last few matches through, because they settled on that score pretty much for the last 6 or 7 hours of the competition. They might have just been keeping an eye on us, just stringing us along and thinking, oh, we'll just let them catch us up and then we'll just stride away again. You know, like a racer, in a long marathon race. Just let someone catch you up and then you go, laters, and steam off again. I used to do that all the time, obviously. I'm used to that. So they might well have had some more gas in the tank, who knows, I don't know. But it was very close, but we didn't get there. So, claiming rewards, no chance of a Titan, and I'm not going to get a female either, am I? Because you only get males in these rewards, so it's pretty frustrating. But a pro is a pro is a pro is a pro is a pro, so something of that nature would be good. It'd be nice to get a decent card. I think I've got just about everything from the bottom half of the catalogue list. It'd be nice to get something from the top half for once. Sami Zayn, that is a pro. That is good news. That is a pro. Oh, I'm pleased with that. I'm very pleased with that. And Apollo Crews and Tyler Breeze, which I believe I've deleted now because anything below, it used to be below Kevin Owens. It's now anything below Braun Strowman on beast level is not worth having because the pro's not going to make it into my top 16 in Road to Glory. And I've mentioned this before. You can, of course, see where your cards stand. There's a list that is produced. Hard work someone puts into producing this list of all the different tiers and all the different rankings of all the cards. And I'll put a link to it in the description down below so you can see it. I'm afraid his name escapes me. But I do have an automatic link on Google Chrome to that page so I can check out who's doing what. And it's very useful when you get to the point where you're hoarding quite a few cards, you're not quite sure what to get rid of. As I mentioned, if we go into my Ring Dommy Dim Dom deck now, not Ring Dommy Dim Dom, sorry, I need Road to Glory, don't I? I need RTG. Oh, doofus, what do you click out of it for? Right, where are we going? Road to Glory. If I do an autofill, as you can see, Braun Strowman, standard beast card, down below, he is the weakest of my 16 cards. So therefore, if I've got any single beasts, I know that anyone who's below Braun Strowman isn't worth keeping because obvious reasons. They're not going to muscle in on this deck. Which has meant that I can, if I go into the me beast cards, that's a beasts. You can see anything is now. Kevin Owens is added to that list, so he's unlocked. There's Bazza. I mean, these are all going to be great for feeding into some Titans and some Monster Pros. If I could just pull some more Titans and create a few Monster Pros, Anyway, there we go, and there's Tyler just sat there at the bottom. So that's how you know how to manage your cards. Just something else I've been doing. I think I showed you all my uncommon fusions that I was doing the other day. I've basically been trying to fill some gaps in the catalogue. I don't know why I've suddenly become obsessed with this. But as you can see there, you don't need to pro them properly because it only gives you a Silver Star version in your catalogue. But I've been proing up some of these rare fusions. I'm now going to work on some super rare fusions. Just to get these extra blue stars in the catalogue. And if you're still not sure what I'm talking about, I'm sure you are, but if you're still not sure what I'm talking about, there you can see, look, common, 112 out of 112. And you get, when it comes up, 2 blue stars, one for a single version of the card and one for the pro. So that's all the commons done. Uncommons, I've just got one to go, which I think is big old Jake the... get out of it. I'm talking about you, man. Jake the Snake. Come on, why is it not moving? Don't freeze on me now. Ryback. Big Show. All these boys. Oh, come on. Right, as you can see, I'm having a bit of trouble with my iPad. It may be something to do with the fact there's a big crack down the front of the glass. It's not going to let me scroll. Oh, finally. Finally. No, it still doesn't want to know. Sticky. Don't like that. Not that at all. Anyway, look, take my word for it. You can see. You would have to take my word for it. You can see. 117 out of 118 uncommons done. So now I'm moving on to the rares. It's just a bit of fun, isn't it, to be honest with you? It's nothing too taxing. It's nothing too special. Just adds a bit of interest when you're collecting your rewards, or just basically collecting cards off the deck. Just keep an eye open for things that you can perhaps pro and add to your catalogue. Yes, so anyway, let's get back. Let's get back to Ring Dommy Dim Dom and Paige, the return of Paige. Now, I have just made a small start to this. It's just so nice to see I can get the event card. You just don't know. Well, some of you know. Those of you who've been on Titan for a while, it's like, what the hell's he on about? But just to just finally get there after nearly 2 months. And I know you guys, some of you guys out there, have left comments saying, oh, he got to go out to Seattle. He's Cat Daddy. They give him money. They do. Oh, they don't give me anything. Well, they gave us some credits at the start of this, but not enough to like get yourself 4 or 5 Titans. So you know, it's been some tough work to get into Titan tier in the first place, and to finally get into Titan for Ring Dommy Dim Dom. Well, you can hear, I'm still sort of like, ah. So let's just play a couple of games and get ourselves going. How are you doing? Have you managed to crack it yet? I mean, again, these have fallen quite nicely for me because I'm hoping that adding Paige into my deck, and perhaps one more Monster Pro, which Sami Zayn might do it, will just help me get into Titan for Road to Glory. Because the slog that you need to do at the end of that to get the event cards, as I'm sure, again, a lot of you know, is not fun. It's not fun. It's quite monotonous. But it needs to... Well, these are all pretty level, aren't they? What should we do? Let's do a bit of that. Let's chuck Enzo to the wolves and see how we get on from there. I've got pretty much... this deck, as you can see, obviously, as I've been saying, is in Titan. But what I've done is I've taken out my Titan Pro HBK, because that skews the deck quite a bit, because the game might think that I've got 2 or 3 Titan Pros knocking around, which I obviously haven't. So, why is this not behaving itself? The crack on the glass is the bottom right hand side of the screen, and that's the part I'm having trouble with. Not just when I'm scrolling, but right now I'm trying to play the support cards, and it will not have it. It will not have it in the slightest. Okay. Let's let me take Bray out. It just doesn't want me to play the supports. And it doesn't want me to win either. Come on. Of all the stats, you can just guess, can't you? You can just guess of all the stats there. So, now if I'd been able to play the flipping support card, it's just not going to let me do it. Not going to let me do it. I'm just trying a different angle. I'll try to speak to it nicely. What if, just had a thought. No, it's not going to do that either. Okay, you see what I did there? I've completely skewed the screen by turning it upside down. Look at that. It's like, wheel. Disco screen. I'm just going to do a bit of this. A little bit of housekeeping. Just make it all look nice again. What I may have to do is break out of the game and just fire it up again. Get it to behave. Because there's no point playing if I can't play my flipping support cards, because as you can see the margins here are quite fine and it could make all the difference. That ain't no good. If I can't support what I'm doing, I'll be able to support what I'm doing. Right. Are you going to let me do a support card? You're not, are you? Oh, you flipping thing, you. You flipping thing. So they played their strong cards first, or at least the AIs played the strong cards first for them on their behalf, but this should easily be salvageable, and is, even without the support cards. You don't always need the support cards. Right, so we get that win. Now, I don't have Hideo Itami, who's the monster card, so that's not going to be a pro, and I don't have Neville, who's the Titan. But you know, I'm not overly upset by that. Titan cards are still few and far between in my collection, so I'm just happy to add to the general bunch when I get there. It would have been nice to have a pro, obviously, but if it's not happening, it's not happening. And Ninja's, none of the cards that are available provide any kind of pro for him either, so he's apparently going to stick to doing a bit of Royal Rumble, see how he gets on that way, and get his momentum slots going. Not having any luck with the credits, the tickets from the daily challenges, just getting complete garbage from those. And I must admit, I'm tempted to go for those the card backs that they've got for the New Day in the CP store. Oh Jesus, iPad's driving me nuts. Stop it, man, I'm trying to flipping scroll. It's not going to let me do it, is it? No, go away. As you can see, it's completely misbehaving. This isn't the game's fault. This is totally my iPad's fault. There we go. At 2.5k, I'm on 2.3. Or I suppose, what do I do? Do I open a £2 pack for you guys? Because you know what's going to be in it, don't you? I'm going to forego the chance of getting myself those New Day card backs just for you to open one of these silly PvP £2 packs. And we know there's not going to be anything in there, don't we? We know it. We just know it. Well, I guess I've got to do it now. I've teed it up. Right, you ready for this? I'm not ready for it. This is a complete waste of CP points. Goodbye, New Day card backs. And hello, 5 WrestleManias. Titan, yeah, right. Hello, 5 WrestleManias. Courtesy of PvP. Here we go. Well, one SummerSlam. No. I don't believe it. He just had to appear, didn't he? He just had to appear. There's the main man. It's Cedric Alexander. The man who's been haunting me at WrestleMania mode for many, many, many a month. Still has to make a mocking appearance, just bringing up the rear there, just to rub my nose in it just a bit more. Thanks for that, Cedric. Right, okay, I'm just going to play one more Ring Dummy Dim Dum without being able to play my support cards. See how I get on. And then I shall be going away. I had thought about doing some streaming, but apart from the fact that it is almost time to go and pick Ninja up from school, so I obviously couldn't stream right now. The storm Eleanor that's been ravaging around Britain the last couple of days is still buffeting stuff out there. I don't know if you've heard. Now, why has it done that? Sorry, I can just noticed it's shrunk down again. When did that happen? When did that happen? Flipping thing. Sometimes the technology does not want you to have a good time. and it is determined to show off and say, look, I can do this, and automatically resize myself to something you don't want. That's what it did. Anyway, here we go. Last run on Ring Dommy Dim Dom for this vid. What shall I do? Stick him in the corner? Stick him in the corner? No, stick him in the middle. There we go. As you can see, I haven't got any down arrows, so if you're thinking, oh, why did you put them up there? I don't have any down arrows at all, so I wouldn't be able to do any attacking downwardly. I like to be upwardly mobile. Nope, still not going to let me play a support card. Thanks a billion. Thanks for that. Now, what shall I show? Oh, let's just take him out from the right. Take him down. Take him down. Anyone been watching the non-WWE stuff? See Chris Jericho turning up in Japan. All sorts of fun and games going on. Do you guys watch any other wrestling apart from WWE? I know some people, I mean, obviously there's NXT as well. It's a bit hard to escape what's going on in NXT if you're a WWE fan, but do you watch Japanese pro wrestling? Do you watch other events? Do you watch local wrestling? How much into wrestling are you? You're like a massive fan? You watch anything? You watch two people having a dust up in the car park? Or are your tastes more refined than that? Now, talking of which, what got me thinking there was, have you seen the South Park episode? I think it's from season 13, where it's called WTF. It's, what was they call it? It's World something Federation, World, oh, I can't remember what the initials they use it, but you know what WTF stands for normally, but it's their version of WWE. And within that, Cartman is playing a character and he calls himself the Mad Russian. And at the start of it, when the school teacher asks him his name and he says, oh, he's the Mad Russian, he says, I'm going to crush you. Does that remind you of anybody? And what I can't believe is I immediately looked up this episode of South Park and obviously mentioned of Rusev, and very few mentions of it out there on the in the digital world, on Tinternet. Very few mentions on the woo. So I just thought I'd mention it to you guys. I'm sure you must be aware of it and you must have seen it, but if you haven't, pretty sure it's season 13, WTF, and it's their take on WWE. It's very funny. That kid fought in there. It's worth watching, as is all of South Park. But yeah, it's just total. I mean, Rusev's basically ripped off Cartman. Whether WWE watched it and thought, that's a brilliant idea, why didn't we think of that? I don't know. I'd like to, if any of you have seen an article that actually explains what went on there, I'd be interested to just point it out. Let me know in the comments down below. So I was so busy talking about that, made a complete pig's ear of that match. Never mind. Doesn't matter. Got plenty of time yet. Plenty of time once I picked up Ninja. It's Thursday. We've still got 3 more days on top of this, and I'm sure I'll be doing some of this chiselling tonight. And the big thing for me here is that I don't... I've not had to start off, as I know some people are, still just in Monster, but hoping to get a card that will just tip them over into Titan so they can go for the 4th card. So I'll play another one? Oh, go on, I'll play just one more. Let's just drag this out. Just drag out the pain a bit further. Yeah, so do you... I kind of branched out there from do you watch any other wrestling to you must watch that episode of South Park. I'm guessing most of you like South Park out there. I can't imagine there's too many of you don't, because we're all pretty much got the same sense of humour, although wide audience, as we've already proved in previous episodes from across the globe, and different age ranges, and some people may not appreciate such cartoonish humour. These power cards, just want to support people. Just need to give them support, and it's not happening. Yeah, this I'd also be interested if you've seen anything in terms of a WWE type spoof. So obviously South Park, that was their take on WWE. But there's been other things like Family Guy, what have you. It doesn't have to be an American cartoon. It could be a British comedy. It could be something from if you're in France or you're in Australia or wherever. It could be something that was local to you that we can all look up on YouTube. So why don't you mention it down below in the comments? Let us know any sort of WWE themed Mickey tape type programs or spin-offs. Or not spin-offs, not an official thing. I want something. I want the sort of thing like Ride Along that you can watch on the WWE Network, only $9.99, and we get 0% commission for mentioning that. yeah, anything that that you've enjoyed that has been a take on wrestling, the grand old sport. Right, I just think I'm not going to get much from this. I do feel I'm about due another Titan pull. Those of you who are regulars will know I don't bother with the counting, but because I find that an extra annoyance when you're doing the finger tapping frenzy to have to start tapping something else to do the counting. But two, that would just make me even more impatient. I kind of like to just mosey along, do my own thing, work at my own speed, and just have a rough idea. You get a rough idea for when you think it's due. Because if I think something's long overdue, I'll just get angry. I'll just get cross and I'll start ranting. Yeah, you wouldn't like me when I'm angry. You wouldn't like that at all. Right, if you're colourblind, I'll turn as green as this shirt. That's it for another video. Thanks ever so much for watching. It's the usual drill, people. If you like the video, please bung us a few likes down below. Don't forget to subscribe. There's also social media. There is Instagram. There is Facebook. There is Twitter. All the banter is. And until I see you next time, you stay cool.